Hello viewers, welcome to this very interesting lecture. Today's lecture is on fish breeding. We're going to discuss the various steps you can take to breed the African catfish, Clarias gariepinus, or the heterobranchus species. Now, Clarias gariepinus and heterobranchus species are highly demanded fish species in aquaculture, and the breeding process is also very interesting. And fish breeding is a very lucrative aspect of aquaculture. Now, what's fish breeding? Fish breeding basically means artificial reproduction of fish, and it involves the fertilization of the egg of a female fish with the sperm or milk of a male fish. So the process of fish breeding basically is a very interesting one. So I want to look at various steps you can take to successfully breed your fish and stock your fish ponds. The first step in fish breeding is to select your brood stock. The brood stock are the matured fish that you intend to use for the breeding process. And in this, you harvest the fish, you look for the matured male and female. The second step, identify the sexes. The male and female catfishes have some morphological features you should look at to actually identify whether they are actually male or female. Now, the male has a laterally flattened papilla, while and the matured one had the tip is reddish. The tip is reddish in the matured male catfish. Then the female has a rounded female genital organ. It is swollen and reddish in color. So after identifying the separate sexes, the third step is to select and check for gravid females. So the gravid females basically are easily identified by the fact that their belly is swollen. Their belly is swollen, and that's basically the basic identifying fact of these organisms. And if you want to actually know them, you view them from top to bottom. And sometimes when you press the abdomen slightly, you see some eggs coming out. Then the fourth step is you prepare a saline solution. A saline solution is also called salt solution. Basically, it's prepared by mixing some amount of salt with water. Basically, it's diluted. It's not very salty. Now, after preparing the saline solution, you now get Ovalin. The fifth step, you get Ovalin and a 5 ml syringe. And you get Ovalin and a 5 ml syringe. Ovalin is a hormone that's used for fish breeding, that is used to compress the spawning season of fish and coordinates the spawning time of the fish. Then the sixth step is that you weigh the female catfish. This will give you an idea of the amount of Ovalin to be used to inject the female catfish. Usually, 0.5 ml of Ovalin is to be injected into 1 kilogram of fish. So, for instance, if you have a fish of 5.2 kilograms, it means you would have to multiply 5.2 by 0.5. So, in that case, you would need to inject 2.6 ml of Ovalin into the fish. Some also use pituitary hormone, pituitary gland for this purpose. But in this breeding, we are going to use Ovalin. Now, the seventh step is that you inject the female catfish with Ovalin. Now, the injection process usually is a very important aspect because the area of injection is also very crucial. And most times it's done at at the dorsal side, just around the dorsal fin, usually just behind the skull, or it could be at any other part, but just around the dorsal fin of the fish. That's basically where to inject the ovulin. So for that fish of 5.2 kg, you use the 5 syringe to get zero point 0.6 mils of ovulin and inject it on the fish. And it usually, the injection is kept at 45 degrees. The injection is kept at 45 degrees when injecting the fish. Then you now isolate the injected catfish. You put it in the fish pond, usually plastic ponds, or yeah, basically the plastic pond. But it can also be a concrete pond. It will be isolated and left for 12 hours. Usually, from if you inject it at night, you leave it till the next morning. Then you now prepare the to strip the fish and then set up the incubator. You prepare the fish and set up the incubator. Then the 10th step, you bring the fish out after 10 to 12 hours gently and cover the head with a clean, moist towel. And then you wipe the body of the fish dry using dry, soft towel. And then you cover the 12th step. You now strip the female fish. Yeah, you strip the female fish. You do that by covering the head with a paper towel and holding it. And then you gently press the abdominal region to anus, the anal area of the abdomen. And that actually brings out the eggs through the female genital opening of the fish. After that, you now weigh the stripped eggs. You weigh the stripped eggs, and this will help you to know the number of fries you can get from the fish. And then you bring the meal out and turn the belly up. Then you cut it open to get the milk sac. So you remove the milk sac from the milk sac is just around the vertebral column. So there are usually two with rough edges to get the milk sac, and then you cut it. You cut the milk sac. That's the 16th step. You cut the milk sac into bits, or you cut it open to get the milk or the testicles. Sorry, the sperm out of it, and then these are now put into. You now add saline solution to the milk, and then you pour the mixture of saline solution and milk to the stripped eggs in a bowl. You pour them into the stripped eggs in a bowl, and then mix thoroughly and add fresh water, fresh clean water. After mixing thoroughly, you now add fresh clean water to the solution, to the saline solution. This enables the eggs to be fertilized by the sperm. And after mixing it, you now spread the eggs inside the incubator on the spawning sponge. Some incubators do not have sponges. It's just a net. Some people prefer using mosquito nets for that purpose. Small mesh sizes, and it is left for 20 to 36 hours. Usually 24 hours after the fries will start emerging, the larvae of the catfish. So you now observe the newly hatched eggs with yolk still visible and attached to the fry. These are actually the larvae. So the larvae comes with a yolk sac which serves as a source of food for them. They eat these. The yolk sac provide food for 4 days, so they are not fed for 4 days. So basically, this is the hatching process. You see the fries, the newly hatched liver swimming with yellowish yolk sacs, and then after 4 days they are now fed, and it's a very interesting process. So basically, this is the process of fish breeding. Thanks for watching. I am Dr. Gijo. I pray Harry. Please keep watching more of my videos from my YouTube and TikTok channels.